What's up with it? This OG Ukon from Cleveland, Ohio. You checking in with the industry's most wanted podcast. Tap in with me. Yeah.
I was just in East Atlanta, Georgia just the other night. Could've took a flight with my nigga Boo Man to see the fight. Want my advice? Life a gamble, keep some loaded dice. If everything fail, at least you get to roll it twice, get a second chance. Hope you making plans. I pray that you advance, no matter the circumstance.
Hey, what's going on, man? It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live. Where are we at, OG Ukon?
Industries most.
The big one, not the little one. What's going on, family? How you doing?
I'm blessed.
It's good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Always good to be in Atlanta. Good to see you, too.
Absolutely. Give me some love first and foremost. We're going to
sure.
start it off with some good energy, positive vibes, all that good stuff. Give us a brief introduction, and we're going to dive all into what we got to talk about today.
Okay. Well, I'm OG Ukon from Cleveland, Ohio. The OG stands for, you know what the OG stands for, but the Ukon is an acronym for using knowledge on niggas. That's so everybody want to know where that come from. That's where it come from, and you probably heard it here first because I never really said nothing about it. I'm from the 7th Ward area. That's the Huff area, but I represent Superior, St. Clair, Wade Park, really the whole east side of Cleveland, and it's a good time to be in Cleveland right now. Shout out to the Cavs.
Listen, absolutely, and of course, always much love and respect to Cleveland. You know, I got blood roots out from Cleveland, Ohio, so my dad's from, and my dad's my best friend. You know, spent a lot of time up there growing up too. It's just I loved Ohio. Period. It's a beautiful state, beautiful people. So you know, definitely shout out to you. Mm-hmm. But let's dive in, man. You say music's been in your blood your whole life.
Yeah.
What is the first memory of you knowing that music was a path for you?
Okay. Since we in Atlanta, I'm going to say it right now, Crisscross.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah, Crisscross. I remember being on, kids right now, big wheels. Yeah, I used to be on the big wheel playing Jump on the back of my pop's radio, play repeat, pretend like we in the car. With the Jump in the background. So that's my first introduction as far as music, like knowing that somebody my age or child can do it. But humble beginnings, I'm from Cleveland, so it was always Bone Thugs and Harmony. And that's just what it is. And if you're from Cleveland, Ohio, Bone Thugs and Harmony. And even if you think about Bone in general, you think about the West Coast because where they come from. So it's like the whole Death Row, Ruthless, and all that whole little... Yeah, that really sparked
Eazy-E,
us.
of course. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Bone Thugs, historically, in my opinion, is one of the absolute best groups to ever come out in hip-hop history. Yeah. They have a sound like no other. I don't think it ever could be imitated. People may try to duplicate it, but they're not going to be able to imitate it. Shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony, man. Like, complete legends. Complete legends. You know, so being that, you know, Cleveland has a strong legacy with hip-hop, we'll say Bone Thugs and Harmony, even Kid Cudi. I'm a fan of Kid Cudi. Yeah. How do you see yourself, contributing to the history of Cleveland?
Pretty much because I'm really big on the history of Cleveland. When you listen to my music, you're going to know about the landmarks. You're going to hear the samples in my music, like... the OJs, like it's the people that nobody talks about. Like I'm from Ohio, so I talk about, you know, I like to sample music from the Isley Brothers, you know, Roger Troutman. You know, the first time I ever heard auto-tune was from Roger Troutman, and that's somebody from Ohio. I like music is just a big thing in Ohio, period. You know, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and all that. So when you listen to my music, you're getting the soul. Like the OJs used to tell you about what was going on in the streets back then. You got songs like Backstabbers, Money, Money, Money. You got to think about it. Like even people like Bobby Womack, you know, who's a distant relative of mine. Think about the song 110th Street and all that stuff. He's talking about streets in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
You know, and they put these in all these movies. And we like some of the artists from our state, you know, get sampled the most but don't get no credit. You know, like even the funk era, if you talk about Snoop Dogg and all them, they sampling, you know, Bootsy Collins. This is Ohio music.
Yes.
And we don't get the credit but everybody reap the benefits of our music. You can't do that. I mean, it's cool, but we don't have a voice like that. It's not that many artists that really care about that. But me, I am different. So once I get in the door if you a fan of me, you're going to be reintroduced to being a fan of them and wondering why they're so great.
Absolutely, and I feel like it's the responsibility of newer artists coming out of not just Cleveland but Ohio in general to change the narrative of shedding some light, like you said, on all these legends who have come from the state of Ohio. That's important.
Very.
So any youngins out there, make sure we have to pay homage to the people who opened the doors and paved the way for us. We have to.
Have to.
So important.
Have to.
Definitely. So you getting props from Bone Thugs, you know, Lazy Bone.
Yeah.
Big up.
That shook me.
So that moment, like what did it mean to you on a personal level and on a professional level?
Well, on a personal level, it's like, if you're from Cleveland, like, growing up, everybody had a cousin that was in Bone. Everybody, you know, because it's not like Atlanta or different other cities when you got so many celebrities coming out. Somebody tell you that's my cousin in Atlanta, Georgia. 9 times out of 10, they probably are.
Yeah.
And Cleveland is different. So, like, we grew up on that music, and these are the only artists that done things with Pac, Biggie, and made people change their styles. Mariah Carey's, like, really, it's a reason why you have a song on the radio. You have to have a melody. It wasn't always there before 1994. So, like, that has to be, you know, people can say whatever they want to say, but the proof is in the pudding, you know, and I was old enough to see that. So it's just important just to, you know, it's just important to me because it's just like being stamped. If I lived in New York City and Jay-Z said something about my music, that's equivalent to me. I don't care about nobody else in the industry. Somebody from Bone Thugs and Harmony said my music is dope and they're sharing it and the music's not even out yet. I'm doing something.
No, that is facts, and I could tell it means a lot to you because you instantly like really lit up when we started talking about that. As it should, because again, they are complete icons and legends from your city. So it's like you use the reference, if you're from New York and you get this, you know, stamp from a Jay-Z or, you know, from the West Coast, you know, from a Snoop or whatever. That is iconic.
To me, yeah.
It's one of those moments that you'll never forget, and it solidifies you're doing the absolute right things.
Right.
Definitely. You've rocked South by Southwest a few times.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. You know, experiences like being able to perform at big events like South by Southwest. How do those experiences help shape who you are as an artist and help, you know, enhance who you are as an artist?
Okay, well, I've been trying to get on those for years, but I was in a hip-hop group a few years ago for a long time, and I used to try to tell them, like, this is what we're doing, this is what we should do, because our name been floating in the industry for a while, especially mine. Whether you see my face or not, you probably know somebody who know me, or you probably, you know. So I'm like, I'm the king of networking. So I got tired of waiting on everybody. I'm like, y'all can go buy shoes, y'all can go buy J's. How much are J's? $200. That's a plane ticket.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna catch this plane by myself. I don't know nobody, but I know once I hit the South by Southwest, I can call a few people I could be able to pull up and network. So it's really not about, people think when they go down there, they want to get it immediately on. No, you have to network. And that's what it's about. It's somebody that's a money grab. No, it's not a money grab. And you got to spend money anywhere. But if you ain't even about that, stack your own money up and throw your own show down in South by Southwest, and you become the money grab. It's all, but you got to be able to network, man. Everybody's down here. Like, and South by Southwest is big, you know, and it's opportunities for you to like really like meet people or see people that you really won't see on a regular, you know, and you got to network and really follow up. You can't just get somebody's number and expect them and follow on the gram and, okay, that's just the gram. You got to be physically there, you know, like, from prime example, TampaMystic. She probably don't remember this, but I used to come down here with Suave and my dude Hush like 10 years ago, and she'd book his shows and stuff like that. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So, like, my homie Suave in New York City, Hush still here, and everything just came back around. Now I'm here because I'm built on relationships.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Something you just said that I want to really key in on, because it's something that I've been preaching to artists a lot as of lately, is the follow up and follow through. Mm-hmm. That's more important than the initial meeting.
Right.
And I feel like that's why a lot of people feel like places like South by Southwest don't work for them. And it's because, yeah, you go and meet them and you follow them on Instagram, but then you never follow up with them or follow through to do business with them. Of course, it seems like it don't work. It's not the big DJs responsibility to reach out to you. You, the artist on the rise, need to reach out to your contacts you made.
Exactly.
So thank you for pointing that out, because I be preaching that. Follow up and follow through is more important. The initial meeting is just a small portion of it.
Or you get your bragging rights. You can take a picture. Yeah, we here.
Exactly.
What you gonna do after that?
Right.
Yeah.
No, that is big facts, man. Absolutely. Let's dive out of music for just a brief moment. You've had the opportunity to act in a few movies.
Yeah.
Man, that's a different kind of grind.
Yeah.
What got you into film, first of all? Let's talk about that process.
Actually, it was an accident. I got a friend out of Cleveland, Ohio. His name is Andrew Lloyd. Shout out to Andrew. He's a big, person out there behind the scenes. And he introduced me to this lady named Ivy Lee. She's dope, very dope. She a writer. And she gave me opportunity through him. And that was years ago. And she just kept me in the loop. And she had came up with the film, and she put me in, it's called Inquidious. And I had a small role in there and everything like that, but it got a little edit out. But she still kept me. And I did another film called Fun Girl. We have some more films in the future.
Okay.
It's just building relationships with her, though. She has a lot going on. So it was pretty much an accident, and I fell in love with it.
Shout out to, first and foremost, my ladies out here getting to it. Shout out to her,
Shout out
definitely.
Ivy Lee, yeah.
And shout out to her for giving you an opportunity.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to get your foot in the door somewhere. You can't expect, a lot of people expect to come in and they want to start as a top. It's like, bro, you don't even have an experience yet. Right. So that's great that, you got your foot in the door. That could open up so many other opportunities for you later on down the road.
And that was outside of music. She didn't even know I did music until later.
But that's a good thing, probably.
Yeah, it is.
So let me ask you this, your creative process going into music versus now your creative process going into film. Mm-hmm. Do they differ, or is it fairly the same?
It's different.
Talk to us about it.
It's different because you're being on set all day, but you got to memorize it. See, what I like to do, I like to know the lines, know my lines, and I like to know the person's lines I'm having a dialogue with.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so,
comes out more organic.
Yeah, and then you got to pretty much just bring out as much emotion as you can versus writing lyrics and stuff like that. And you can take your time and, be creative. But when you in a film, it's not about you. You got to you got to figure out wherever they thought this person should be in their head. It's not you to change it. It's for you to enhance it. You can't change anything. It's not your thoughts. It's their thoughts.
Has it been your experience thus far on set that they allowed you to slightly improv a little bit to kind of make it your own?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's dope. But it has to make sense too.
Exactly. Yeah. Still has to follow the script.
Yeah.
But if you can slightly improv, I feel like you can put more of your personality to become that character, if that makes sense. Because I've done a couple small ones, and they allowed us to improv, and I was like, because if I had to stick to the script word for word, I know I'd be fumbling. Is that an easy process for you, learning and remembering and memorizing the script? And like you said, not just yours, but whoever you're having the dialogue with?
At first, but no, because I have to memorize lyrics.
Makes sense.
It's the same. It's just not in rhyming form.
So what is the exercise that you do in your head to be able to remember that? Because we have so much going on in life that oftentimes is difficult to remember stuff. Do you have like a particular brain exercise you do to be able to remember all this stuff?
Ambition.
Okay.
That's the only thing. Ambition, because it's just ambition.
Yeah.
I don't really think about it like that. I just be like, this is what I want to do, and I have to do it. So you got to take the opportunity, So it just be programmed just to, do it like that. I don't be nervous or anything. I want it so bad that I have to do it. So it's just ambition.
Yeah, that absolutely. Because I feel like we can absolutely make time for what's important to us. And if it's important to you to learn them lines, you're going to remember them because you got the ambition behind it.
I want them to call me back.
Exactly. So you do desire to take this to a higher level, the acting.
Yeah, I desire to do anything to be in the front of the camera that's going to lead back to telling my story.
I think you have the great look for that. Like, you have the look to be in film, like series, full-length film, short, like you have that image, you have that look about you.
I appreciate it.
And you've got the personality for it as well. Yeah. Definitely. So if someone offered you to become a part of a series where they're filming for maybe days and months at a time, because there'll be seasons and episodes, would you be open to it if it makes sense?
That's in the process right now. I just can't speak on it.
Okay, understood.
So yeah, I'm glad you said that.
That's dope, man. Listen, we have to expand our horizons. We can't have just one hustle out here, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. So work-life balance right now, what is that looking like for you?
Life. I mean, pretty much everybody go through life.
Yes.
So
it be lifing.
Yeah. So balance. I'm a Libra. So
okay. When is your birthday?
October 10th. So I'm a Libra. So by me being a Libra, my whole life has been balanced. So like, I don't know. I just take whatever comes to me because I deal with a lot. There's a lot of death around me. You know, I lost a little brother. I'm down here. Actually, my uncle passed away.
Yeah, my condolences to you.
So, but you know, he's proud of me too because he put me in the studio a few times and I also stay down here. So, you know, and I was going to be down here eventually. You know, probably a month from now, but I'm here now. So. You know, it is what it is. But
life be life, and don't
my aunts and uncles are very proud of me. So they just want me to keep just doing me because somebody has to do something.
No, absolutely. At some point in time, the cycle has to be broken if there is one, right? I see now why I really like you. You're from Cleveland. My dad's from Cleveland. You're a Libra. My dad's a Libra. My dad is my best friend, no cap. So I see why we vibe so much. You know, big shout out to Libra energy. I'm loving it.
Sure. Sure.
Absolutely. Let's talk about your media outlet, Distant Cousins.
Okay.
Did I say that right?
Yeah,
Distant Cousins?
Right.
Okay. What sparked the idea for this, first and foremost? And tell us, you know, what the actual media outlet is and what you do.
Okay. Well, Distant Cousins is something that fell in my lap for real. I have a partner named Suave. He's in New York. He's originally from South Central LA. His brother's from South Central LA. He's stationed here. And my manager reached out to me like, well, she does a lot. Shout out to my manager, Brenda. She does a lot. So people just be throwing stuff in her lap. And she just reached out to me like, you want to do this this podcast or have this little outlet on the media company or, you know, it comes with Roku and all that. And we have a name or nothing, and we just, all right, another opportunity. So we just brainstorm a name, but Distant Cousins means something positive because, like, we say that we all family.
Yes, I told you we might be distant cousins.
So, like, and then, you know, since they're from South Central LA, you automatically know the gang culture. So it's like, we're not incorporating that.
Yeah.
It's still like, you know, so, and then I'm far away from them. So when we do our little, I won't even call it a podcast. It's just a media outlet. We do everything, and when we might share things on food. You might have something going on in your community. You might want to promote your hair products or whatever. We just want to just show love. Like you could come on our platform and do anything that you want to do. You know, and it's a support system for other people. That's all. No matter what's going on in life, like we touch on everything. It's just not music. It's just a more. It's like bringing positive vibes together. So if you was to ever go on our Instagram, you might see quotes or you might see videos that might uplift your day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
So it's small, but it's starting out to be.
Listen, it's not small, it's huge. We got we speaking it into existence, you know what I'm saying? Manifesting it. No, that's beautiful right there. I feel like that's why you're being blessed immensely is because you're putting other people in a position to get spotlight, and that's important. You know what I'm saying? So you're curating content for it and it's going on Roku? We
just started posting it. We have a bunch of stuff we still have to edit, but Roku.
Okay, that's big, bro. Big listen, don't sleep on him. Big things popping.
Yeah, the thing is, we just started doing this in like January, February, so we still getting our feet wet. Like everything that came, like when we came up with the idea, everything that let it out was already there for us. Somebody just gave us this, so now we just trying to catch up and make them proud.
And it's a major learning process because the beautiful thing is in 2025 the technology has changed immensely. When I first started doing this 14 years ago, we weren't necessarily using cameras and roadcasters and all the programs and stuff like that. It was just maybe if you had a phone, you know what I'm saying? Like it was very, very different. So, you know, listen, and it's good that you said you're really trying to continue the legacy of it, making the people proud that where it came from.
Right.
Definitely. You also mentioned wanting to put the spotlight on Ohio's influence.
Exactly.
Why do you think it gets overlooked? And we talked earlier about changing the narrative of paying homage to the people that came before you, but why do you feel like Ohio necessarily gets overlooked, and what needs to change?
People need to start representing where they're from and then coming back to share the game. That's why.
Yeah.
You know, so it's people out here in the state of Ohio don't even know. Like, people ride Dayton's. Where you get the Dayton's from? Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio.
You get what I'm saying to you? Like, we shape music. When you hear Tupac, California Love, Roger Troutman's not from California. He's from, Ohio.
Yeah.
So, like, people use our music and everything and don't show us credit and don't even, they come to Ohio and get the money. Like, and I love Gucci Mane too, because Gucci Mane used to come to Cleveland all the time. He used to do records with my friends and all that. He was before his buzz was as big as it was, he was in Cleveland all the time.
Yeah.
It's a certain holes in the wall back at home. We got a place called the Gotcha. We used to call it the Gucci. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's different slangs and stuff like that. So, like, even the Swisher House days, Kamir and there and Paul Wall, like, Kamir and there had this whole little mixtape. So the Riding Dirty thing with Crazy Bone, that's not by, accident. He's a real big fan, He put out a whole mixtape just for us, telling them boys we in Cleveland, setting shop on St. Clair, man. We here and we ain't leaving. Like, Swisher House was a really big thing in Ohio too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we made a lot of people money. You could always come to Ohio and we embrace, but y'all don't never ever take what's out of Ohio and put the spotlight on it. And I don't like it. And I mean, everybody got to do what they do, but when we go to different other cities and everything like that, we don't get the shine. We got to. That's why I'm always out. That's why I'm always there, because I can go, like, the same way people can go see the Statue of Liberty in New York City, I can go downtown Cleveland and look at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I can go see it. And it's even people at home don't even take that to consideration.
And you need to. I feel like wherever you're from, man, it's important to, you ain't got to do it every week, but on a fairly regular basis, visit these landmarks because they're historical. I take it personal when they don't show love to Ohio, because my mom's from Columbus, Ohio. Right. My dad's from Cleveland. I still got family in Northern Ohio. Right. Gosh, I remember going up there when I was a teenager, which was many moons ago. I'm an OG too. I remember flying up there, and my grandparents lived in Northern Ohio. They lived in a little small town called Nelson, next to Garrettsville, and it was still Amish country back then.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally dirt roads and horse and buggies.
It's still active right now.
Man, I used to love that though, because it was so different from the city life of being in Tampa. Every summer I'd fly up there, and if it was up to me, I would have lived there. But my parents had resided, moved to Florida, so it's beautiful up there. Absolutely beautiful. So you've had music videos that you've taken across cities to film, right?
Yeah.
What's the craziest place that you've randomly filmed a video in?
Dallas. Dallas in front of the Dallas Maverick Stadium.
Okay, tell us about it.
We just pulled up and just shot. They was trying to get us away from it and everything, but my homie Rod Rello, shout out to Rod Rello. He shoots a lot of video for a lot of people. And
from your area?
He's from Cleveland, but he haven't been there a long time. He's stationed in Dallas.
Okay.
But he travels all across the country, do everything for all type of but events and everything. But we just randomly just shoot. No matter where we at, it's an opportunity. If I would have called my homie Rod Rello a day ago, and I could have got him here.
I was just going to ask you.
We would have shot a video here.
I've had somebody film a video in here before.
It's just so random. It's random, so it just be fun. I think that's fun to show people, like, especially you on the move, and then you can go network with them people in them cities too, and then you can by showcasing other cities. You can gain fans like that. Like, oh, wow, he's down the street from me, or he shot it. I didn't know.
Exactly, because you're paying homage to other cities. It's and really, it's the small things up to the big things that you can do to gain fan bases in other areas.
Right.
Going to Dallas, going to Houston, going to Miami, whatever, filming a video there.
We pulled up to New York City in front of Apollo Theater with no, we had security. We had our own, we had our fireworks security. Yeah. But we just pulled up and just parked the car and just hopped in front of the Apollo Theater. I think Lil Wayne had a show out there.
Okay.
So if you look at it's on my Instagram, it's a music drop, a video drop. I'm in front of Apollo Theater. You can see the sign that says Lil Wayne. We didn't even know Lil Wayne was.
Hard.
We didn't even know Lil Wayne was there. The promoters was coming out like, "What is y'all doing?" "Oh, we doing this," and just show the whole crowd just showing us love. And
that's
that same
hard.
night, I had put 15 seconds of my video in Times Square on the big screen.
Yep.
So I got a video, a mic drop video with that in the background coming soon.
Man, I know that's hard.
Oh, it's hard.
I know that's hard.
I'm in disbelief. It's opportunities, you know?
Absolutely. So the green print dropped previously,
yes.
and now you've got Brown and White Dollar Kids on the way. How do these projects, you know, from the first one to the current one that's on the way, how do they reflect your growth?
Okay, well, the green print, that's very sentimental to me because that's around the time my brother passed away. So, like, I stopped doing music a little bit after that drop. So, but I started getting a lot of people, like, reaching out to me. And then the song Green Print was my brother's favorite song. And my brother picky, you know? So, like, and his favorite DJ is DJ Holiday. So, and Gucci. So, like, he has a different type of, so once I get my older brother, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
So once I seen it, I'm like, we're gonna shoot this, because if he like it, I know everybody else will. So that's exactly what happened. And then after that, people started catching on to the music and everything, so I had to shoot videos, even if I didn't want to. And then that's why the period of time of shooting my videos doesn't match with the album drop, because when you're independent, you can do what you want to do.
Yes.
So I just started feeding that. And, you know, and it's a lot of deep things, and it's a lot of good records, it's a lot of good production. I was in a good space at that time. But the Brown and White Dollar Kids is pretty much dark, because I'm talking about the food stamps, the 90s kids, not the EBT cards. Like,
right, the actual.
Yeah, I'm the last of those kids.
Y'all don't know about them. I know about them. It was like paper. It was like money almost, you know, like in the WIC checks.
Yeah, just make a killing off those.
And listen, I'm not too ashamed to admit at some point in time I was getting food stamps. I was a single mom at 19 years old, you know what I'm saying? Getting them WIC checks. So I love the fact that you're keeping that history alive, because like you said, a lot of people don't know. Now they have the convenience of an EBT card.
Right, yeah. So I remember the Brown and White Dollar. So like, that's why I say Brown and White Dollar Kids. So like,
that's hard.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So
I love it.
I'm working on that, and you can go get 4 or 5 bags of chips with $1. It was with the Brown and White Dollar. I didn't even know the difference. That's how, because everybody in my neighborhood had it. It's hard to talk about me in school when we all got the same Brown and White Dollar, so I didn't know the difference. That's how young I was. So like, it's just a different way to talk about the struggle, because I had a name of another project I won't say, because somebody in the industry already, you know, we had a conversation, so I didn't want to, you know, shed light on that, but I had to go to the drawing board.
I got you.
So, and I keep my relationships with that person too, because I'm a big fan, but it's, you know, I guess I took too long to drop it.
You know what, and I feel like sometimes God intervenes for whatever reason it may be. You know what I'm saying? And we can't question it. Like you said, you went back to the drawing board and boom, you know, like no animosity,
right.
You know, no, because it's like if they knew about it and they took it from you, that's one thing. But if they didn't know anything about it and they happen to come up with the same name, there's nothing you can do about that.
I won't say that. But
we'll leave it right there.
We'll leave it right there.
Yeah, understood. Yeah. Absolutely.
So it's just, you know, I just had to change, because at the end of the day, even the name of the title was something that everybody used anyway.
I got you.
So like, so that's why I use Brown and White Dollar Kids, because I know it comes from me and nobody's not thinking about that. And I could talk about the struggle in a way that nobody else could talk about it, because it's coming from my struggle.
And I think it's probably, honestly, it worked out for the better anyway, because it's such a unique title. Right. Nobody's going to have that.
Right.
You want to find ways to stand out. Right. So it's like, you know, if you use like a common saying as a title for a song or a album, that's okay. Right. But I feel like when you can come up with something like what you did, it really is going to stand out.
And it means something to me.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. So you have a single called Complicated. Mm-hmm. What inspired the track? What is the message that you want to present to people that haven't heard it and they listen to it for the first time?
Well, I haven't really released it yet, but it's just complicated situations, pretty much. I'm going through a lot, you know, personally. I've been through a lot personally, so it's just complicated. I named it that because it is what it is, complicated, but I changed the name as well. It's called Father Time.
Okay, I love that.
And I have a video out that I just released for it. The song Complicated, I changed the name, but I still have a record called Complicated. It's just more meaning to it for that reason. I didn't want to, that's why I changed the name, because yeah, it's complicated. I'm gonna release it real soon though. It's just too much. It's, you know, it's complicated. I want to add a little bit more to it. You know,
understood.
It's what can I say? What's the word I want? It's vulnerable.
I feel like that's one of the most important things that an artist can do is they ain't got to do it all the time, but from time to time, show that vulnerability through your music, because that's where you're going to draw in your most organic, real deal, ride or die fan base.
I believe it.
Because they're going to be like, man, I felt that. I felt what he said. I'm going through it. I've been through it. My partner's going through it. You got to be vulnerable through your music. Again, not every time, but from time to time, have them vulnerability songs, because that's what's going to really build your organic fan base.
Right. So that's why I'm not in a rush to put it out. I want to tighten it up a little bit.
Understood.
That's all.
And you're going to film a video for it as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Any idea? You ain't got to tell us, but any ideas in your head what the video is going to consist of?
I'm going to be fly.
I know that's right.
No matter how complicated life is, I'm going to be fly.
You look fly today. I love the colors.
Yeah, but
it's giving Kobe vibes.
Yeah, but I'm gonna probably be in the Huff neighborhood.
Okay.
You know, because that's a trauma area, and I always want to shed light on that area because it's a monumental area from the city of Cleveland. You know, it's a very, very historical neighborhood. So yeah. So I really don't have a lot of. I just know the area. I can give you the area.
Understood. No, they just gotta wait for it. So, you know, outside of you're appearing in film. You said there's a series coming that you can't quite mention yet. Understood, because it's still in the works.
Exactly.
You got the album on the way. Single, you're still tightening up a little bit.
But you can stream Father Time right now.
You could, okay. Anything else coming down the pipeline that we have not talked about that people need to be on the lookout? Maybe events coming up, any performances, anything like that people need to be on the lookout for?
Oh, I haven't said anything, but I did a record with Jay Skis from, you know, the Griselda Records, drum work family, you know. So, yeah, I got a record that's going to be on this project. I'm very excited because I'm a fan of the whole Griselda, drum work, BSF. Like, I think Benny the Butcher, Conway, and Westside Gun, like, really, really made a way for people like me to really, really come in here and really be myself. So, like, in the fact that Jay Skis, who's a really, 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 really dope artist, he gave me a shot, and we going bar for bar, and it's beautiful. And yeah, it's dope. Man,
it sounds exciting.
It's dope.
Do you physically sit down and put pen to pad, or are you punching in, a little bit of both?
It depends.
Okay.
I tell artists all the time, lyrics are important. You don't always have to have a pen. Everybody can't punch in. Everybody can't be Future. Future make hits. You can't just, you know, you got to have it's a method to the madness. My method is, no matter where I'm at, I keep the voice memo. That's what it's for.
Yes.
So I might have a hook in my head. I might have 2 or 3 bars. I'm going to say it on my phone, and then I'm perfected. Or I might be out, you know, like me doing this interview right now. I might have about 4 or 5 bars right now, and I'm going to keep sending them in my head.
So you don't forget them.
Yeah, and then when I get a chance, I'm going to voice, you know, or I might just write. It depends on the vibe.
Understood. Them voice memos are great because whatever type of cadence that you're thinking of in your head, you can voice memo it, because you might 3 days from now be like, dang, how was I saying that? You know what I'm saying?
That's a big thing.
It's a huge thing. You could take the same exact song, and if you rap it 2 different ways, one could become a hit and the other one couldn't. It's in the delivery makes a big deal.
Big difference. It's not about what you say, it's how you say it.
It's how you say it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I got this little rapid fire round that I want to do with you. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I need a 1-word answer for each one.
Okay.
This is just a little get to know you. You know what I'm saying? So Cleveland winters or ATL summers?
Yes.
Which one?
It's Cleveland winters
or ATL summers. Which one do you prefer?
ATL summers.
Classic Bone Thugs track that still hits today?
Everyday Thing.
Studio session must have?
Marijuana.
Who would play you in a movie?
Makai Pfeiffer.
Better feeling doing a live performance or seeing yourself on the big screen?
The big screen. It's different.
And this last one may be more than 1-word answer, but what's a random talent that you got that a lot of people don't know? Gift for gab, that's a talent. Okay, it is. And that's what allows you to be a great artist and a great actor as well. That's super dope, man. Thank you for being vulnerable in that moment right there. You know what I'm saying? Quick fly on the spot.
Right.
Anybody that wants to keep up with you with all the things that you have coming, where can they follow you on your socials?
OG Ukon, OG_UKON. It's everywhere. YouTube, type in OG UKON. I'll pop up. I already have hundreds of thousands of views. Get me to the millions.
I know that's right.
You know, like the same way you stream everybody else. It's good music out here. You got to look for it, and it's right here.
Get them to the millies, to the billies, y'all.
Yeah, to the billies. Yeah.
Absolutely. One of the most important things we do is we got to give thanks to the people who have shown us love and support us. Who do you want to give thanks to and maybe give a shout out to?
I want to thank you for having me.
Of course. This was great. I enjoyed it.
TJ Chapman for giving me so much game. DJ Holiday for putting me in the positions to get seen. Lazy Bone for the stamps. Suave, Hush. Ivy Lee for putting me on film, and just my daughter because she believes in me. I have a 16-year-old daughter. I love you, Shanti. And my family, my support system. Anybody else, I just hope you see that I'm serious. That's just what it is, and share my music as much as you can. So I'm shouting out everybody who got me to this point. So all my fans, big or small, old or new, thank y'all because y'all give me drive, especially in my dark moments. That's it.
And thank you to you as well for being so dope. Like, you have great energy. Like, your energy is like infectious in a good way. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that alone will carry you a long way in life. You already know that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you have great energy. But I've got one last question for you. Okay. Where are we at?
Industry.
The big one.
Industry's most wanted podcast.
What makes you the industry's most wanted?
Because I have a sound that's not really got a spotlight on it yet. You want something new? Come get me. Listen, that's what makes me most wanted. You know. So yeah, that's why, because I got something that sounds different from everybody else. Everybody says that, but no, you really have to check in and listen to what I'm saying. You might learn something because my name is using knowledge on niggas. So you might learn something. I'll talk about both sides of the coin, and if you're in Cleveland, Ohio, you know me.
Come see about him.
Yeah.
Come see about him. He working.
You know what I say. You know what? Everything in my music, you can be like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, because it's real. And that's the thing. Like, people like me because I'm authentic. I'm not trying to be something I'm not.
Yeah. I love it, man. That's the best way to be. I don't feel like walking through life every day putting on this facade. You can't be happy with yourself.
Can't be happy.
Got to be authentic.
Got to be authentic.
Thank you for being here today. Give me love one more time, man. Give me some of that good energy. We out of here, y'all.
You gotta let that breathe. I'm talking too crazy. Cause I'm different. As a player, I tell a chick, don't call my phone unless you're trying to buy some.